Are you tired of spending your time and money chasing strategy after strategy only to discover what worked 10, 5, or even 2 years ago is not working now? Things shift fast in the online space, and if you're not keeping up, you're getting left behind. It's time for something different. Welcome to the Marketing, Media, and Money Podcast, where every single episode will be jam-packed with proven, profitable strategies, behind-the-scenes secrets, and what's working now resources from industry experts and global influencers to help you scale your business, shorten your learning curve, and stand out in a crowded, noisy marketplace. And now, your host, award-winning marketing and media strategist, and international speaker, Patty Farmer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Marketing, Media, and Money Podcast. I'm looking forward to sharing another amazing industry expert with you today. And today I am really excited about who we're having on the show because we're going to be talking about a topic that's pretty close to home for me and part of the journey that I have been on for the last 2 years. So today I'm really excited to have on the show Jessica Stapleton, who is a certified personal trainer, nutritionist, accountability coach, corporate wellness speaker, and the founder of Jessica Lee Fitness. She works virtually with professionals, speakers, busy moms, and entrepreneurs who are struggling to find a way to make wellness sustainable in their hectic lives while at home or on the road and would like to lose weight, tone up, gain confidence, and have more energy. She focuses on a practical and sustainable approach to healing your mind and transforming your entire life through movement, proper nutrition, and mental well-being. So thank you so much for being here with me today, Jessica.
Thank you for having me, Patty.
I am really excited. You know, most of the people out there who know me, if they know me, so thus they're listening to the podcast, know that I've been on my own personal health journey for the last 2 years. And I have to tell you, from somebody who travels a lot and is always balancing the magazine and the podcast and my marketing clients and speaking, I have to tell you, keeping up my energy and taking care of myself has never been more vital to my business as it is right now. So I am really excited to have you on the show today. So let's just jump right in.
Sounds good.
That's good. So Jessica, I think that nobody wakes up one day and says, this is what I want to do, or at least I don't think so, right? It doesn't seem like it is with people that I know. I think that we all come from somewhere, we do something else, and then somewhere along the way, we either have an aha moment or something happens in our story that changes so that we finally get to do what we know we were meant to do. And I know you have a story. I know that you've had a journey yourself, but why don't you share it with my audience?
Yeah, so as you know, Patty, I spent the first many years of my career actually working in corporate America, traveling. I was sort of a road warrior, doing lots of speaking, always on the road and sort of living that hectic lifestyle. So it's certainly something like what you said, something I can relate to. And unfortunately, I was in the middle of sort of doing my career and I found out that I had cancer. And my whole life obviously changed in an instant. My focus obviously then became just getting my body, getting my mind, great. And then really just coming to terms with the fact that I wasn't going to live forever. And so when I was sort of recovering or trying to, battle through all these emotions and things, I started exercising and taking care of my body because initially when I got diagnosed, I comforted myself with, food and wine, which doesn't work when you have cancer. It doesn't make you feel any better. It doesn't numb the pain. It doesn't anything. And so I went through this really profound transformation of my own while battling cancer. So just giving me a mission every day to make my mind and my body sort of like strong enough to fight another day. And it worked. I felt better. I felt stronger. I felt more capable to handle all of the things that were happening to me, unfortunately. And so once I, beat cancer and I was in recovery, like it just dawned on me, like I had really profound transformation happen from taking care of my body. And I just knew that like I had to share it with other people. It was sort of my duty. It was my calling. Like I just felt pulled to help other people who are going through something really tough in their life to realize that they can get through it and they can overcome it. It's not easy. It's not easy for anyone, but it's really powerful to be able to help people get through something like that. And so unfortunately, yeah, my aha moment was the cancer, but I've turned it into something, really fulfilling and purposeful in my life.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you beat cancer. We're always really happy to hear that. And I could see how that really would be profound. I know that when I found out my own health journey and realized that I'd been a yo-yo dieter my whole entire life, adult life anyway, and pretty much wasn't really too worried about it. It didn't seem like it was affecting my life, carrying extra weight and eating poorly. And I was also somebody who comforted myself with food. However, until I had the aha moment, I didn't really think I was willing to change. And that's what I realize now. You're not going to change. I don't care how many diets you've been on, no matter what. I don't even believe in diets. There's a reason why diet starts with die, right? And I don't think it's going to work until you have a mental shift, right? Until your mindset shifts. And that's what it was for me. But I'm going to tell you, I can't believe the difference in my life once I made those changes. And it's just kind of like amazing to me in all areas of my life, from my life and from my business too. So let's talk about that. So let's kind of talk about mindset. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that want to be healthy, right? They want to be healthy for a multitude of reasons, right? Life and business, whether it's somebody who just had a baby and wants to, take off some weight, whether it's somebody who just realizes that they have some health issues, or if it's somebody who just wants to tone up, get more confidence, look better in a bathing suit, or look better on stage, whatever the case may be. But I think it all starts in your mindset. Like that's where the shift needs to happen first. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I think that mindset is probably, like you said, it's really, really important. And I think the reason for that is because when you're struggling in like certain areas of your life or your career or something like that, like a lot of times people don't understand what taking care of your body can do for your mind and how strong it is. And so a lot of the, people that I work with are like, they'll come because they think they want to lose weight. But the reality is that weight loss is sort of a symptom usually of something else that's going on in their life. So it's generally not they just have weight to lose. It's generally they need to shift their mindset around, food, around, exercise and sleep and like even gratitude and positivity and some of those things. And once they're able to adopt that mindset, they have more energy, they're more effective at work. They can get rid of the brain fog. All these wonderful things start happening in their life. And it's really transformative for people. So they've got to get to that place though. So if you think you're just doing it for exercise because you want to lose 10 pounds, chances are there's some deeper things that you need to uncover. And once you do, it's really profound. It's very motivating. And it's very, like I said, transformational in people's lives.
I think that that's where the accountability comes in, right? It's always so much easier if somebody's holding you a little bit accountable to the decisions that you make. It helps you to stay a little bit more focused and a little bit on target, because I think we have a tendency to beat ourselves up, right? And I find for me that one of the greatest things for accountability for me is having to get on a call with you every week and answer to you and say that everything doesn't wait till Monday. Like, I know it's so easy. I think that's like a mindset shift right there, right? Is that every time something happens and you go out and you eat something you think you're not supposed to, then all of a sudden it could be Thursday or Wednesday and you're like, oh, I'll go back and start eating better on Monday. And now you have this terrible thing that happens and you gain 5 pounds over the weekend and stuff, where the reality is that if you have some accountability or you have a mindset shift, I think the biggest mindset shift you helped me to get is to realize that this is my life. And it doesn't just start on Monday. That's one thing. And the second thing is that it isn't a diet. I'm not on a diet. I'm living my life and things happen in my life. I go to weddings, different stuff happens, and how I can plan for those things, think about them, and I can be in charge. Like, other things don't decide for me. I get to decide.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, you said it exactly right. You've got to be able to live your life. And so I think a lot of times people do have this mindset that they've got to, spend 6 days a week in the gym and carry around Tupperware with them. And I think for a lot of people that just feels very overwhelming. And for most of us, like, you don't really need to do that. There's really small changes that you can make in your day-to-day life with, somebody holding you accountable for those changes until they become habits. And, it's not this big thing that you need to do to start on Monday, right? We call that the Monday mentality. And that is what really gets people in trouble, because realizing that every single time every moment of every day, you have a chance to make a new decision. And so just because you had something, quote, bad, which I hate calling food bad, no food's bad or good, it's just food. It sabotages their whole outlook. Like, oh, I had a donut for breakfast, I might as well just have pizza for lunch and then margaritas for dinner or whatever. And like that mindset is really what gets them into trouble versus like, hey, I had a donut, but so instead maybe I'll just have like a little bit of a lighter lunch to make up for it, and then just getting right back on track. And that's something that I really have to coach my clients through, because most of us have that mindset. It's really, really prevalent, like very prevalent. And so it takes some time for that to become sort of a habit and really just like part of your new mindset to make this thing sustainable. And also not making it too restrictive, right? If you're going to a wedding or something, like who wants to be worried about how many calories or carbs or whatever is in the cake? Or like, that's silly. That's no way to live your life, right? Like we're social people. We like to eat. We like to drink. We all love to travel for work, and you're just adding stress, right? We're traveling, we're running businesses. You don't need to add stress of trying to follow a restrictive diet. You need to find something that's going to make your mind and your body feel really good for travel, for work, for whatever it is that you need to get done.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think for people who have, whether you've struggled with something for a long time or whether for the first time in your life, because we're either getting a little older, like I said, you had a baby, or maybe you're spending a lot of time on the road, so you're eating out in restaurants a lot more. I think that sometimes going it alone is not always easy. And having somebody you can be accountable to, having somebody who can coach you through it. I know for me in my journey that the most weight I had to lose was between my ears, not necessarily really on my body. And I really get it now. And I think that there's a lot of different things that are involved. So let's kind of talk about myths first, though. So what do you think are some of the myths that people think when they're thinking about taking care of themselves, whether it is nutrition or fitness? I mean, people have all these things that they think like in their head. Like this one's kind of funny, but so it's not real, but just to give you an idea. One of my daughters say all the time that calories don't count if they're on somebody else's plate. And so she has this really bad habit of ordering something super healthy for herself. And then she eats, we're family. I'm sure she would do it to somebody else. But she's like, well, the calories don't count if there's somebody else's plate. Well, that's kind of funny. We could laugh about it. But the reality is people do have a lot of different myths that they take, whether it's from their family or growing up, whatever the case may be, we do have them.
Mm-hmm. I think the number one myth is that I don't have time, especially for entrepreneurs, speakers, people who are traveling, people who have families. There's a lot going on in all of our lives nowadays. And so I think the number one myth or lie that people tell themselves is that they don't have time. And the reality is that you don't have to spend 6 days a week in the gym. You don't have to spend all day Sunday meal prepping. There are ways that you can make yourself healthier with really small sustainable changes like over the course of time, and it will fit into your lifestyle. So it doesn't have to be a big lifestyle disruption. We're talking a couple of hours a week. And the reality is that the return on that investment in yourself is huge. It's huge. You'll have way more energy. You're not going to be having that afternoon like coffee because you have that brain fog and slump. You're going to just get more done. You'll be more effective. Lots of studies show like your brain is better able to focus after exercise. Your body's able to function better. Like there's just so many like profound things that will happen. So like saying I don't have time, if you don't have an hour a day to invest in yourself, the return on the investment is like, it's crazy. So that's one of the biggest ones that, I wish people would sort of be honest with themselves about.
Well, if you're looking for an excuse, you'll find one, right? So I think that, that could be a myth. That could be an excuse, right? I know. I think I've even used it before multiple times. But I think one of the things I found really is that sometimes just having a plan, right? Having a plan really helps. So if you were going to talk to a busy entrepreneur, a mom, a speaker, people who travel, like if you were going to talk to them and they were like, okay, I want to start, and I realize that I have failed many, many times before. What are some of the first steps that you would tell them? Or maybe it's even questions they need to ask themselves. What would those first things be to get them started so that they have a higher chance of success? Like for me, I think they should just hire you. But other than that, or maybe before that, what else would you think that they should be thinking about?
I think the number one thing people need to think about is their why. They need to find their reason. And like I said before, sometimes they think their reason is they want to lose 5 pounds. But when I'm talking to clients or even potential clients, it's something we spend a lot of time on is like, what is your actual reason? Because losing 5 pounds for a wedding or a vacation or 10 pounds or whatever it is, like that motivation is not, when times get tough, that motivation isn't going to keep you going. You need to have a really strong internal motivator. And so for some people that might be they've had a health scare. For some people it might be a self-worth and confidence issue. And for a lot of people, they don't want to like pull that out and uncover it. But reality is once you do pull that out and uncover it, it becomes very profound to motivate them. And so the number one thing I would encourage anyone to do is to actually really think about why you want to be healthier.
Oh, I love that. So do you have any resources or apps? I mean, I love apps, right? So are there any like apps or tools or resources that you can suggest that can help in their journey?
I have some free things on my website. So I have a free workout guide for people who like to work out at home. So I actually specialize in non-traditional workouts. So I work with like a lot of people like moms that don't have time to go to the gym or speakers who are in a hotel. And so I do have some things on my website, which is jessicaleefitness.com/free. You can go there and I have like some workout guides for people. I have some nutrition things on there. The workout guide's great because it actually gives you some sample workouts that you can do at home. And so that would be a great place just to get people started if they just want to start moving. And then the other thing would be to actually write down some of your goals and some of your whys. Literally write them down and put them on your refrigerator.
I love that. So do you think that it is really, really good for people to journal what they eat? I mean, is that something you really like? I know that it super works for me. I don't know if it works for other people, but I feel like it really keeps me in check if I journal what I eat, just so that I can kind of pay attention to not just what I eat, but how I feel too. I think it helps me.
Yeah. So I think it's important to journal how you feel. For, if I'm working with a one-on-one client, part of the service I offer them is helping them with the food tracking. And making those changes. So I don't think it's specifically important to always write it down, but we do a lot of like mindfulness and talking about how food makes them feel and how they felt after they ate pizza or whatever. And then journaling sort of those feelings about the food. I think that is very helpful, especially, as you're moving forward and trying to make changes. A lot of times we have like this romantic love story we tell ourselves with food. Like, oh my gosh, I just love it so much. But then you look in your journal and you're like, wait, last time I ate cake, I actually got a really bad stomach ache and I couldn't get out of bed for 3 hours. It's like, you really love the cake that much? Maybe you don't. And so it kind of helps us uncover those, like we romanticize things and sometimes it's just like lies that have built up in our head. And so I think that journaling how you feel about things and how you feel about food is really important when you're trying to change your mindset around food.
So I know that you're a certified nutrition expert. So one of the things that I came to realize through my journey, I've talked about this to so many people, so I know I'm not alone, but I'm a speaker. So I talk to a lot of other speakers too. And one of the things that I have found is when I am on the road and I know that I'm going to be speaking and I'm going to need a lot more energy, right? I'm going to have to be projecting. And so it's going to be a busier day for me serving. I find that having learned more about food has really helped me to know what things to eat and how I can change and think about what my choices are going to be to eat. Like the same thing that I eat for breakfast when I'm on the road. I don't have the luxury of making me poached eggs right in my hotel room, right? And so I'm learning what kind of food really helps me. I actually have to tell you, I didn't almost believe it in the beginning, but it was amazing to me how learning what foods to eat, what to take with me, what kind of things I should pack in my suitcase besides my clothes and makeup, right? What kind of things. So can you share with us a little bit about how you help people to like plan? So that's kind of really cool to be able to have somebody that you can say, okay, so here's what's coming up in my life and know how to plan for those things and make decisions, better. How do you work with people about that?
Honestly, we just break it down into what's going on in their life. And so it's going to be different for a speaker who's on the road versus when they're at home, for a lawyer who's in an office or has lots of client lunches. And so it's really a very customized approach. I don't use meal plans because I want to empower my clients to make decisions when they don't have me anymore. So I don't want to just tell them what to do. We collaborate and we talk sometimes every day if they need it. But generally, like the week before, we'll take a look at the next week and sort of plan backwards. So if you, again, are having lots of client lunches or client dinners, or you have a Christmas party or a birthday party or whatever's going on, we sort of plan backwards and plan around that. The other thing is, if you're traveling, like you said, finding what works for you. In most major cities, you can go to even a convenience store and get some really healthy staples that you could make in your hotel room. Things like oats and like hard-boiled eggs and things like that. Like access to those healthier foods that are really nutrient dense is becoming, it's more and more widely available. So you're not kind of forced to eat the like free breakfast buffet that's full of like muffins or something that are nutritionally just void. So yeah, it's a very customized approach depending on what they have. And the better they get at it, the more empowered they feel and the more in control they feel with that process.
I love that. So I can see how, making all these changes are better for our life, right? And I personally believe that what's better for my life is better for my business too. So could you share a little bit about, how sometimes making some of these changes, whether you need to lose weight or just feel better about yourself or tone up or have more energy or not have that brain fog that we've been talking about a little bit, how can some of those changes translate into really helping you in your business?
I think anytime that your brain is operating more clearly, obviously that should help your business. What most people find is that number one, they start sleeping better. So in their day-to-day, like just productivity automatically goes up because they're sleeping. Oftentimes I do have a lot of clients who, when they come to me, they're having a drink or two every night because they're stressed and they're not able to sleep, right? Which is really common among high stress professions, and people do it. And that's something that they don't realize how much it's affecting their life, because it's like, oh, it's just one glass of wine to help me sleep. So they will, stop doing that because they have these morning workouts. They know how amazing the workouts make them feel, and they don't want to compromise, taking care of their body anymore. So suddenly they're drinking less, they're sleeping more, they're waking up to work out, like their energy just soars, their mind becomes super clear, like they're just driven to get more things done. And so it's not even like working longer hours, you become more motivated. So your mind just shifts into like, I don't need to sit down on the couch and take a break or take an afternoon nap anymore. I'm going to, do this project that's been laying around for 3 months that I keep putting off. Just this, like, they get this like confidence and this like motivation for other aspects of their life, which is why I say like, it's exercise, but it can really transform your whole life because your whole lifestyle will become different. You will feel so much better, and you're going to start getting all these things done that have been on your mind for months because you're just motivated to do it now. It's pretty cool.
I love that. So do you work with people if they have like certain issues, for lack of a better term? So maybe they're pre-diabetic, or maybe they have a thyroid issue, or maybe they can't eat gluten, or they have a bad back. And so they think, oh, I can't exercise, I'll hurt my back, or all these different things. Again, I know a lot of those are choices / excuses, right? But sometimes for people, they think they really are something that is affecting them. So if somebody has those type of things, are you able to work with them and help them customize, whether it's, a meal plan or customize workouts for them to help them?
Yeah, so I'm going to say it depends on that specific situation. So I'm not a doctor, obviously. So that's the thing, is it would kind of depend on the specific situation and the severity of, say, their injury. Someone who's, pre-diabetic, certainly I would have no issue working with them and helping them, get that under control. But for a lot of, like, if they're injured or something like that, they would need to get clearance by a doctor, because I'm not a doctor. So while I'm confident in helping people become healthier and live better, I want to make sure I'm always helping people in the best way possible and keeping them safe. And in order to change their lives, like, I've got to keep them safe.
So since you are also certified in the nutritional space, are you able to help people to, like, I know for a lot of people who work from home, say, that are business owners and we work from home, trying to get away from our computer and our phone to fix healthy things to eat, right? It's easier to just grab a protein bar, and I think that's healthy, right? Or to just have something delivered, right? It's so easy now that food can be delivered to you so easy now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, are you able to help them to learn how to like maybe make better choices for how they can have better food available to them at home?
That's probably where I impact people's lives the most, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I have clients with, multiple small kids at home running 3 businesses, and they're like, listen, this is just not going to happen for me, Jessica, but you say you can do it. And that is really probably my specialty is number one, protein bars are candy bars with protein. So I don't believe that protein bars have a place in a pinch maybe, but as a regular part of your day, no. And so I try to make it very simple, very, very, very simple. Like food is fuel during the week. That's sort of my mentality. Like we're busy. I'm running a business. My clients are either, executives running a business or sometimes, with kids and businesses. We've got to make food simple. So you need really nutrient dense food and you need to make it simple and very accessible. So that's really like my specialty and where I'm able to help my clients is show them that they don't have to be eating constantly. They don't have to eat 5 meals a day. They can get over that hangry feeling or the anxiousness of being in a meeting and not having had your snack. Like, I have to have a snack before this client meeting because if I get hungry, my blood sugar is going to drop and then I'm going to get anxious. And I help them get past all of those things, and I do it in a really simple, sustainable way. Yeah, and it's very powerful. It's very freeing. They get like this food freedom because before, they're constantly thinking about what they're going to eat. And where I'm able to get them to is this place of food freedom, where food is fuel. It's very nutrient dense. They eat, and they're able to not be sort of thinking about food constantly because I know how anxious that used to make me. I'd always have protein bars or granola bars in my sales bag because if I was in a meeting and we didn't get a break for a snack, like I would get angry, I would get anxious and things like that. And so to not have that feeling in my life anymore is pretty profound.
That is awesome. So I have seen your before and after pictures, Jessica, and I have to tell you, having gone from somebody who we'll just say had a little bit of weight to lose and had cancer to getting to be as fit as you are now and having even been a cover girl, right? So cancer to cover girl, that's pretty impressive. Are you able to help people? Like, it's one thing for people who can go and live at the gym and be, what do they call them, gym rats, right? But a lot of times people work from home and we don't have that ability. I know it's all about time. People can make time, but sometimes people have little kids or they run a business and, we're up early, we're doing what we need to do, and we can't go to the gym. Or maybe we don't even want to go to the gym, right? Maybe that's not something that we want to do. Are you able to help them to customize a workout that fits in their life for them, that they can do at home or at a hotel room or when they're on the road? Are you able to help them with that?
Yes, that's actually really my specialty. I've found that many of the people that I work with, one of their big obstacles is not wanting to go to the gym. So for women who are overweight, it might be, there's sweaty, grunty men there, a lack of confidence. For moms, it might be just the added time of going there. For an executive that's working 70, 80 hours a week, it's the actual time of doing that. It doesn't necessarily fit into their life. And so if a client loves the gym, certainly I can work within that, but I actually specialize in sort of non-traditional workouts and doing sort of I don't want to say that like the minimum effective dose. So the workouts are short, but they're very efficient. So I have a strategy and a protocol that I use with my clients that it works in kind of a minimum effective dose. And the vast majority of my clients work out at home. So they don't have to get ready. They don't have to put on shoes. They just need some minimum equipment and a small space to work out at home and kind of, move on with their lives so that the gym doesn't become this big sort of like roadblock or this big hurdle. They can literally just roll out of bed 3 times a week, get their workout done, and then move on.
I love that. And I know you do it in a lot of different ways too. So I know that you have this amazing Facebook group that you do a lot of challenges in.
Yep. Every month we have a free challenge.
Yeah. So tell us a little about that and how can they find that Facebook group?
So it's called Fuel and Fitness. And every month we do a different challenge. So sometimes they're fitness challenges, sometimes they're nutrition challenges. Most recently, we did a gratitude challenge to work on our mindset a little bit. And yeah, so every month it kind of just rotates around because, exercise is one piece of the puzzle, but you've got to sort of fit all the pieces of the puzzle together if you really want to have overall wellness really in your mind and your body.
I really like this gratitude one. I have to tell you, when I first saw it, I was like, what does gratitude have to do with helping me lose weight or any of those things? But I have to tell you, the number one thing it did for me is I've always considered myself working on gratitude anyway. I just didn't see how this applied to this area. But I think where it really helped me a lot is it removed or reduced my stress, which helped me to sleep better, which helped me to feel better. And so I think that it does kind of all go together. I mean, I know that when I'm stressed, I tend to reach for the snacks more than I do when I'm not. So it really helped me, I felt, for that.
Yeah, I mean, stress is probably the biggest thing that people ignore when they're trying to lose weight or trying to get healthy. I mean, stress literally kills people. And so it's really important to find ways to reduce your stress. And journaling and gratitude is one way to do that. It helps put things in perspective for you. But finding ways to manage stress is incredibly important. And, that's why there's all the different pieces of the puzzle, right? Because your body needs better sleep. It needs less stress. It needs healthy food, which can help reduce stress. You need to reduce your anxiety around food, or if you have anxiety around going to the gym, all those things are going to impede your weight loss efforts. So yeah, taking care of your mind is overlooked far too often by people who are trying to get healthy. They focus too much on the body and not enough on the mind.
Which I think is probably a reason to have a coach and to have some accountability. So Jessica, what do you love most about your business today? I mean, really, what is it that you look at what your business is doing now? You're doing all these really exciting, great things, helping people. What do you love about it the most today?
One thing that I love about my business, I love all of it. Honestly, I love helping people. And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's true. Like when I, especially somebody who's maybe a little bit skeptical of some of the mindsets and some of that kind of stuff, people will come to me like, I'm fine, I don't need that, I just want to lose weight. And then once they sort of get into it and they feel it and see it and touch it, they kind of understand what I say when I mean I can help you transform your whole life. And especially for the skeptics, when they finally kind of come around, it's very rewarding to me because they can feel it. They have this new energy and this new vibration around them. And then they're like, oh my gosh, Jessica, this is amazing. Thank you so much. It's the best thing I ever did. And it's so fulfilling. It feels great to be able to help other people. Cause I know what it feels like to not feel amazing and wanting change, but not knowing how to get there. So the fact that I can help people feel amazing is awesome. It's really, really, really fulfilling, more fulfilling than any bonus check that I ever got in corporate America. It's awesome.
I love that. And my show is called Marketing, Media, and Money, right? And so I think one of the things that I think is really important here is for people to understand that not taking care of yourself costs you money, right? And that if you take better care of yourself, that makes you money. And if you take better care of yourself, you have more energy. You're not as tired. You make better decisions. You don't have that executive fatigue a lot of times. And I think that it is really very important, which is really why I wanted you to be on the show, because I really see how much that can really help people. So what's next for you? What project are you working on?
I am working on getting a group coaching program together, as well as sort of an introductory, a master class, so that I can reach and access more people with some of my methods and some of the things that I teach my one-on-one clients, just kind of bringing it to more people. And so all that's going to be coming out within the next couple of months. So just working on making my coaching super accessible to everyone, because it's my passion to serve. And so I'm working on, just developing some more options so that I can serve, more people.
I love that. So how can people connect with you? So if they want to know more information, or they wanted to connect with you, or really kind of reach out to that Facebook group, how can they connect with you?
So you can find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Coach Jessica Lee. The same on Instagram, on all of social media is at Coach Jessica Lee. You can also find me on my personal Facebook is Jessica Stapleton 17. And my Facebook group is Fuel and Fitness. So just like it sounds, Fuel and Fitness, it's AND. And then finally, my website is jessicaleefitness.com. So that's Jessica Lee, Lee, fitness.com.
Fabulous. So now we come to the portion of the show that I like to call Open Mic, where I hand the mic off to our guest so that we can make sure that we serve and support you, and so that you can share your best tips, strategies, secret sauce, behind the scenes, whatever you want to share. So I'm going to hand off the mic to you so that you can speak openly to the audience. So here's the mic, Jess.
Okay. So I think that it's important for anyone listening who has been trying to figure out what needs to change in their life to just start somewhere. It doesn't have to be on Monday or at the beginning of the month, or it doesn't have to be this big project that you need to undergo. And if you can shift your mindset into just making small choices every day, you're going to get there. So it's kind of like the tortoise versus the hare, right? So just getting started, go for a walk today, make a healthier choice for lunch, start, writing down some goals, whatever those small things are, like all the small changes are how things actually change. So one big intervention, while it may seem like what you think you need in your life, oftentimes they fail because we're busy and we don't have necessarily time to sort of disrupt all of our systems. And so instead of thinking of it like that, realize that like making small decisions, they add up. You'll start to slowly, like brick by brick by brick, you're building the house. And so start laying those bricks, start laying the foundation, and then add on as you're able to. And so like if you're able to start doing that, even if it's going for a walk or swapping out for a healthier breakfast, each day, something like that, your body will start to feel better. Your brain will start to feel better. And pay attention to those changes because they'll keep you motivated over time. So that's the idea of like journaling and just being aware of how things make you feel. That's probably the biggest thing that I would want people to know. And then like beyond that is your listeners are very successful entrepreneurs and speakers, and they're busy people. And to realize that how much impact it can have on their life if they invest in their health, how much more productive and energetic they will be, like, and be able to show up in their lives. So whether it's in front of clients or in front of, like, say if they're speaking or, even if they're just working on projects for their own business, right? Like investing the time to take care of yourself, it pays huge, huge, huge dividends. The ROI is like incredible on making it a small investment of time into yourself. So I think that's, it's really profound for business owners to invest a little bit of time in themselves.
And I think that really makes sense too, though, when you think about it as an entrepreneur and a business owner. I mean, part of what we do every day is talk to other people about investing in themselves, right? And the greatest investment you can ever make, the best ROI you can ever get is the investment we make in ourselves. So I think that is really important. You said that very, very well. So Jess, thank you so much for being with me today, for sharing your insights. I love that you have all these free challenges that people can tap into right away, and that you have so many different programs. And I really love how you can customize it for them. I think that really works really well too. People think that they should do this. I know that when I went through my journey, my first thing was, should I do keto? Should I do paleo? Should I do this? Should I do that? And really learning that it was really all about what my life was and the choices that I could make and making the best one for me, and that I didn't have to be on a so-called diet program, made all the difference in my life and in my business as well. So I really love the way you broke that down for us, and I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me, Patty. I enjoyed it.
So for my audience out there, if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, and review the podcast on your favorite listening platform. Remember that sharing is caring. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Marketing, Media, and Money podcast.
Thank you for joining us today on the Marketing, Media, and Money podcast. To shorten your learning curve even more, make sure to grab your free copy of the Marketing, Media, and Money magazine at www.marketingmediamoney.com. I promise your business will thank you.